Hey guys, thank you for coming back and clicking on another video. So for today's video, I thought I'd share with you just what plants I have currently in my balcony. And I say currently because depending on how the week will be, I like to rotate my plants. So if I know it's going to be a really humid week, then I'll bring out my humid plants. If I know that it's going to be like a cloudy sky like today, then I'll bring those out. Or if it's going to just be a super hot day, I'll bring those low light plants in and bring out the bright ones. Now, I don't do this all the time. I do it when I have energy or when I have the time, but I just do rotate my plants here and there. So I am going to start from the walking into my balcony. So I'm going to start from here. In my balcony, I have my snake plants. The most common snake plants, which are the Zeylanica. I love them. They're really slow growing. I don't know if it's just for me or what's going on, but they are. But finally I seen a pup growing there. There's something growing in here, right there. And that's pretty much it. Oh, there is one growing in there. So yeah, here I have my absolute beautiful Schiffolleras. There you go. And when I first got them, this one was a pup coming out, and this was a pup coming out, and this one, and they were pretty limp, and I was like pretty nervous. I was like, oh, I hope I didn't damage it, or I hope the sun isn't making it limp. But I can tell you that as the plant matures, what is that? Is that a flower? I'm not sure. Interesting. Okay. Is there another one here? No. Okay, so as the plant matures, they will stiffen up. These are absolutely beautiful. I do let these dry out before I wet them. Some people say they like to be kept moist, and some people say they like to be kept dry, but I let it dry up for about like half of the pot, and then I'll go ahead and water it. Here is my snake plants that are the black coral. Again, slow growing, but they're finally pushing some out. Baby's out, one here. Okay, so there's one growing down there, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so I see that it is growing something. I mean, they are growing, but extremely it's taking extremely long. Maybe I should pull it out of this corner and put it in a more bright area. I'm not sure here. I just know that when I come to the balcony, I like to see this setup here. Okay, and here is my cylindrica snake plant. They are finally growing in height. They're definitely started growing around the beginning of spring. There's not much of new pups. I'm not sure if what's wrong with it, but I guess it's okay since it's growing in height. And I do love these. Then you come to my little table here that I have a mess going on currently, but here is my Peperomia obtusifolia. I love these. They do get dusty, so you should go in with a damp cloth and clean them, especially to try to prevent pests. But it's growing. This beautiful leaf right here, maybe two leaves right here, one right there. And I think that's pretty much it. I know somewhere else. And I think 2 right there. But I definitely do let these dry out, and when I feel that I can bend these a little more, see, I can't bend these. When I feel like I can bend them, that's when it tells me time that it should be getting watered. Here is my favorite Dieffenbachia. I love Dieffenbachias. However, they are toxic. But I have been struggling. Okay, I have not been struggling with this. This one is just slightly different from my first Dieffenbachia. I mean, it is coming out with new leaves right here. So no, I'm not struggling with it. I'm just trying to find the right placement for it. There's one right here. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. With my first one, I know that it doesn't like that bright direct sun. Now this one, it seems like it might enjoy more light than the other one. So I'm just going to actually keep that in mind because it actually looks beautiful. I left it out here yesterday to see how it'll turn out, and not for nothing, it's looking pretty sweet. I think I just might keep it out, but I'm gonna leave it this way, so because I know it looks like it's pulling more towards the sun. Okay, here I have my English ivy. These were one of my first plants, not this one, but English ivy were, and I absolutely love them. I'm not sure if it doesn't like that it's getting indirect light, or sometimes direct light, because as you can see, it's a little dry, and I haven't repotted since I bought this plant, so it looks like the soil might need to be changed. And also, I tend to forget to water these pretty often since they're outside, and English ivies love to be watered. Here is my beautiful Dracaena. I love this. This girl has been with me just about everywhere. It's finally pushed the leaf that was all the way inside out, but there's always another one growing. That's one thing I love about this Dracaena. But as you can see, it's showing its age. But this plant loves to be fertilized. I can honestly say that. It thrives when I fertilize it. I let the soil dry out, especially since it's a much bigger pot. And here I added some of the Triscanthia. I can't remember its real name, but these are the Moses in the Cradle. I put these from small cutting, and they're doing really well. They're growing, which makes me super happy. And if you see a lot of stuff on a sticky gnat, that's because I like to toss the soil once in a while, and I end up getting more soil on the gnats than more soil on the sticky traps rather than gnats. But luckily, I've been doing really well with the watering I give my plants, and I don't have the problem I did when I first began collecting plants. But I did just notice that it's not good. One thing sucks is that it's hard to get some soil or perlite out of here if some accidentally fall in it. Okay, here is my beautiful palms that needs to be watered. I love my palm. It gives this Victorian, beautiful, elegant, tropical look to your home, and they do well in bright light, bright indirect, direct light, but you do have to keep them watered. But guys, I absolutely love this beauty. Okay, so I'll start here. Here is my neon pothos that is really slow growing, but it is growing, popping out some babies, so I honestly can't complain. It looks really beautiful from here, but from here there's like nothing vining, but I do like it because it looks like a little nice bouquet, I guess. Here's my aloe that is coming out with a pup, but it's definitely slowed down since when I first bought it. If you guys know what I can do to help it out, let me know. I haven't put fertilizer because I know that these are just supposed to thrive, but I don't know what's going on. I honestly don't. I do keep it in bright light. I thought maybe I was giving it too much light. I just don't know. Here is my marble queen, looking beautiful. I gave the majority of the plant to my family, and now I'm working with this one and another one that's propagating, and that one is starting to grow a stem and then another stem and a leaf. So we're doing pretty good here, and there is something growing. I had checked in the roots a while back, and something's growing there. I don't want to mess with it, so I'll let it do its thing. Then these are my other Peperomia obtusifolia variegated or variegata. They're super slow growing compared to the other ones. I was in the assumption, I think that's how you say that they like brighter light because they're more variegated. However, in my location, I found that it kind of stops its growth and it fades the leaf out. So what I did is I keep it here rather than the windowsill that was getting bright light, and it's doing really well. The color is looking vibrant, and it's looking much more healthy. That's all I can say. It's definitely slow growing though. Here is my Tradescanthia Sabrina. I absolutely love this plant. My sister's is thriving. So I'm trying to get mine to look like that. So this was originally one long stem. This one here, I cut it yesterday from right here, and I took out the one leaf that was in the bottom. This is the leaf right here, which gave it 2 extra nodes. So hopefully it will grow. It will take root and it will just do its thing. I'm really hoping it would. And they do love bright indirect, and you can even put them in direct sun. Here is my beautiful Photonias that love to be kept moist, but they also do well I find in bright, very bright indirect or direct sunlight. You just have to keep it moist. Here is a beautiful plant my son made for me. The sun was as you can see, the leaves were facing this way. That's why the plant is starting to tilt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it and place it here. Here is my super slow growing Mandula pothos that are finally kicking off. The 2 largest leaves here are brand new. The smaller 4 are the original that were growing during winter, and I don't know if that was the reason why, but they have super small leaves, and these 2, the larger ones, unraveled while it was outside a couple weeks ago, and I finally have another little leaf coming through. So I don't know if they go like kind of dormant during winter, but yeah, for me they were not healthy during winter, but at least some grew, right? Here is my beautiful rosy maiden fern that I absolutely love. But we have to work together, me and this plant. It's beautiful. Look at these ferns. But whenever the seasons change, I do have to go ahead and just give it a good chop all the way to the base, not all the way down, but just to the base, because it does need to acclimate to the new season. Last year it was struggling, and during the summer it was okay. I was getting used to it because I just got it. And then fall came, and September, October, it just started to crisp, and I was scared. I was like, no, I don't want this to die. It's beautiful. And I was watching a few videos, and they were telling me that some people were actually just chopping it off and letting it regrow. So that's what I did. I chopped it off. I kept it in my kids' windowsill, and it acclimated as it grew, and it thrived. So that's what I did this time around when spring came. Again, from winter to spring, it began to crisp. So I just chopped it off about 2 weeks ago. I left it out here, and look at this beauty. I'm so happy I did that. That's one reason why I love this rosy maiden hair fern. My beautiful philodendron that is pretty much thriving. I am absolutely happy. As you can see, the smaller leaves, these are what grew during fall. And as you can see, the top leaves are much bigger. They're looking like the bottom original leaves, much larger. And I think that's because I have it in a more bright, sun-loving area. And again, I just let these dry out, and I water it when they look limpy or the pot just feels pretty light. For the rosy maiden hair fern, I do like to keep it more moist. Here is another peperomia. I don't know its name, but I love these. These are the taco shaped leaves. I had it in a bright windowsill where it would get a lot of sun, but the color was again fading for these, and they were looking pretty limp. But now that I put them in the back here, they're looking more, their color looks like it's coming back more, and it's just looking a little more healthier. So I think I'm doing pretty good here, putting it here, by putting it here. Here is a, I believe this is an oxtail succulent or something like that. The roots are healthy, and I was really worried because it's been this size for a really long time. Let me pull it out. It's been this size for a really long time, and I don't water it often, and I was like, what's going on? But now that I'm looking at it, I think I can see, I don't know if you guys can see really well. I'm trying to focus, sorry. A pop inside, so I'm super happy about that. No, you guys can't really see. Oh, maybe right there. So I don't know if it's because it's going, if it's might be dormant, or now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was just getting too much sun. So let's see how it works out. Maybe it's doing well here, that it's popping leaf out, or maybe I just moved in and I didn't notice it before. Let's keep an eye on that. So here is my beautiful rosette looking succulent that I absolutely love because of its beauty, but we really struggle. I do rotate it once in a while, because as you can see, it was facing this way, and now this side, it seems to be going down, and that's rising, so I'm going to just flip it this way. But I don't know if this is more of a winter hardy plant. Guys, I have no idea. All I know that it's living. The bottom drops a lot. I don't know if I'm supposed to water it more. I honestly just don't know. But it looks like it's growing more, so let's see, because that was not there last week. Okay, so I'm just keeping an eye on that as well, because these two succulents are really slow in growing. And then my most one of the most favorite other ones succulents that I have are these beautiful ones. I don't know what its name is, but as you can see, it was leaning towards to the right too much because I had it this way facing the sun. So now I'm gonna just turn it this way. But look how beautiful this is, guys. Look how beautiful. And then if it gets a good amount of sun, I don't know if you guys can catch it here, but it starts to get pink. Now it looks beautiful. And I also had this one with the other two over there getting bright sun, and it was doing fairly well, but once in a while I caught it losing its color, like just fading out, not necessarily losing the color, but it was starting to look faded. So I guess that's losing the color, right? Well, anyway, I'm just going to test it out and see how it grows, a little pushed back. If not, I might put this one back. But guys, I absolutely love that one. And here is my beautiful syngonium that I'm finally getting it to grow. They do like to be kept moist, and I struggle with this one. I'm not really sure which kind this is, but the other one, I have another one, and that one's just really thriving and prefers more lower light. But this one, I noticed that it prefers more light compared to the other one. So I was struggling with this one, but I think I pretty much got it. Or I think that this one just might like more humidity compared to my other one. Now I'm going to rise you up and I'm going to show you my beauty here, the Pothos Enjoy. That's just always thriving and pushing new babies out. I mean, it's always pushing new babies out. Now these two look like a jade pothos. And this one can too, but if you see right here, it has a slight variegation. I'm not sure why this happened, but it did. But I kind of like it because it kind of breaks up the other plants here and there, so it's not a big deal. But it's just always growing. Look at those are new, and it's pushing out another one. New. I mean, I love these. And again, I let this dry out. That's what I do with this. I just let it dry out, and I come and I pick it up and I see if it needs water. Now here is one of my most favorite Scindapsus ever. If you would have told me that this was going to be my favorite, I would have just, exactly what I did. I would have done that. Because this is the Silvery Ann, and I was tempted not to buy it. Thank God I went ahead and I did. This Scindapsus is just always growing for me, and it's always healthy, and it just does its thing. I let it do its thing, and I let it dry out. I pick it up if it feels too light, then I water it. It does well in bright light. Scindapsus that I know of are supposed to be slow growing, but this is just always kicking out new leaf, and I am so happy for it. As you can see, I have this side facing the sun. That's why there's like just a little more here. So I'm just gonna turn this and let it face out. But by far my most favorite Scindapsus, which is pretty sad because I loved Exotica and I loved Argyrius, but they are so slow growing. Like I want to see some growth going on. So this one here is just a little weed that I had found that was in one of the plants, and one day I was like, just let me see what I can do with this, and I did. I put it in a pot. It thrived, and I thought I killed it one time. I might have overwatered it, and I repotted it, and then it came back to life, and then it's this just beautiful thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a regular weed or just I don't know, but it's thriving all year round, and I'm not giving up on it because it holds a dear spot to me. But I'm gonna face it this way. Now here is one of my favorite looking plants. because of the way it's sculpted. They do collect a lot of dust, so you have to go ahead and clean them as well. This is the, I think, Peperomoides, I could be pronouncing it wrong, the owl eye or the raindrop. But I love these. They are fast growing. For some reason I feel like it might have stopped a little bit. Oh, I do see a push though, so no. Yeah, I love these. They are easy plants. You water it, you let them dry out. Two ways you can know when to water is when it becomes light, the pot, or when you're actually able to bend the leaves. See, I'm pretty good here, but if I was able to almost bend it like this, then that would be my signal to water them. But not all of them, this is a newer one, but not all of them can bend all the way, so I think I'm pretty good. I'll wait a little more. These are forgiving. Here is my tiny snake plant, I'm sorry, spider plant that my mom gave me from a obviously cuttings of hers. Oh, I don't know if that's pretty obvious, but yeah. And they had no roots. I put them in here to see if it'll grow something. Some, I mean, they're alive, but hopefully they're growing roots inside, but they're still alive, so I think it's doing pretty good. Here is a succulent that I had cut off from my succulent arrangements. It was just getting too long and too leggy, so I just chopped it off and I let it callus over for a day, and then I just pushed it all the way in here. The stem is actually the whole size of the pot. That's why that it's poking out a bit. I did this one time before with another pot I have that had some chrysalis in it, and it took off and it thrived and it grew roots. As you can see, there's some aerial roots there, so hopefully they'll go down towards the soil and bury itself there. But if not, I hope in the inside it will eventually grow roots. They're still alive, so that's a good sign. That's a really good sign. And I'm going to gift this one to my niece, because just in case if she doesn't water it often, that will be all right, because succulents do not like to be watered often anyway. Here is my Cebu Blue, however you want to call it. Finally, I was able to get one at a decent price. I love them. They're beautiful. When they grow, they're green, and as they mature, they start to turn more blue. Since I got this, there hasn't been any new pups. I kind of let the soil dry out, but I do keep it in a bright area because I know they like that brightness. But I also hear they like humidity, and that's one thing I lack. It should be raining today, so hopefully that humidity will come. But I think I'm seeing some new growth. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, okay, well, look at that. That's some new growth. Oh, maybe there too. Right there. Maybe. I'm so happy. I'm really looking forward to this plant. Then let me bring that back here and let me pop my little sage. I potted this up maybe 2 months ago now. I had some growing, and then I forgot to water it, and it was a really hot day. They died. So then I just tossed the soil around. I watered it. I put it in the back over there, and I noticed 2 days ago that this little one grew. So I'm so happy. One is better than none. I'm just gonna let it do its thing there. Then as we go up, here is my little Herman ivy, one of my originals that's seen better days. I probably, one second, I probably should water it too. So let me just put that here. Yeah, I love these because they have, like, you see that army camel look to it. sorry guys, camo look to it. They're really cool, but they're so slow growing. It's so annoying, but I love them. And yeah, one of my original plants. So I'm gonna go here and I'm going to show you one of my beauties, my Boston. Let me bring you back here. My Boston fern. It's always thriving and pushing new ferns out. I love it. I struggle with humidity, so that's why it tends to get crispy. But in the beginning, it used to upset me, but like there's a new baby there. All the aerial roots, there's a new one there. So it's always pushing out some new ferns, which makes me happy, and I keep it moist. There's times where I forget, and that's definitely something you need to keep an eye on. There's some cute. I was like, what is that? But it's a fern growing, coming out. Did I damage it? Oops, maybe. Okay, let me leave it alone. Once in a while, I do just like to go in and put my fingers through the ferns and try to like detangle it like a regular hair. But yeah, some days I keep it in my home, some days I leave it out here. I really go back and forth with this plant because I don't know. Sometimes I love the way it's looking, and I want to keep it in my home to show it off, but then I know it likes that bright light and the humidity that it can get sometimes outside. But that's my fern, and I keep it up here because it gets really bright light, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Can I say anything else about the fern? No, that's it. That is pretty much it. And I think I have just three more plants left. So I got these about a month or two ago. Monstera Addisoniae, and I am so happy it's acclimated finally. There's a new leaf right there. There's a new one coming through right there. So happy. The leaves are looking really good. That one came as it was unraveling as it came to me, so that one came, and that one looks pretty damaged. This one looks, I don't know, but this one looks like it's coming off by itself. It was just normal to lose some leaves, but look at this beauty. Look at its color. I'm obsessed. There's another one, Monstera, that looks like this, but it's closed. Green Magic or something like that, I think it's called, but that one's super expensive. But I'm so happy that this one is acclimated and is doing really well. Let me just pull that off. There's no point of keeping that there. Beauty. What a beauty. I love its structure, guys. Then here's my micans that I recently potted up. Beautiful. A leaf unraveled and another one is coming through. They're not as velcro. Is it velcro or no? They're not as, what's this material? Suede? I don't know what it's called. But it is like you know, corduroy pants, like that, like that material. So that's the original leaf that came to me. Inside is the stem that took forever to grow roots. As soon as spring came, then it started growing roots out. Super weird. I took longer than I've heard anyone ever get roots out of these, but they're growing, and the pups don't have the same soft feeling as it, so I'm assuming as it matures, that's what will happen. Now, I was watering this quite often because it was water propagating, and some people say they like to be moist, and then because they're philodendrons, they also like to be dried out. So no sé. My soil is pretty dry. Inside is pretty damp, as you can see. There's soil that comes out. So probably tomorrow I'll just give it a little bit of watering, or maybe in 2 days. Let's see. I'm not sure. No, most likely tomorrow. And then lastly, for my balcony plants are my cherished crotons. You see the leaf is starting to turn that way. I gotta rotate it. Now, when I first started collecting plants, that's all they were selling near me were crotons. And of course, by their beauty, it's like I need to buy every one that I see. Because guys, their color is absolutely beautiful. And they're just beautiful. And I'm glad that the new leaves are having some variegation, because I have read that if they lose the new leaves don't come out with variegation, it's because they're not getting enough sunlight. But even though they're mostly green rather than just these orangey red, there is some yellow splash to it. So I'm pretty happy. Whoop, that would have not been good. See, you see the newer leaves compared to the older leaves. Hopefully as it matures it'll change, but look at this. Now, those original crotons that I had died. Once September, October came, fall came, it was just a goner. These plants need humidity to survive. They need direct sun. This is not the tag for this one, but it is for crotons. So I do keep it in bright lit areas of my home, so that I do make sure I do. Now with humidity, my home struggles with that, and I can say that out of all the crotons I've had, this one has absolutely just hung in there with me. So if you're looking for a croton and lack humidity, and this, I would recommend this type. I would recommend this type. Beautiful. I do keep it moist because the leaves in the bottom will dry out if you let the soil dry out. So that's what I do. I keep it in a bright sunny area and I keep it moist. I recommend you getting these if you're looking for a croton but don't have the usual environmental things it needs. Here is my other Tradescanthia. This is Moses in a Cradle. I just watered it, but I absolutely love these. Let me put it down because it did get quite heavy. I absolutely love these. They're like they are always growing, always growing. And what's cute about these is that once you start getting a new leaf, let me see, from probably like from here, like as it matures, it will in between grow another little branch, which will end up pushing this out or actually pushing it off. And as I showed you before, I was able to take a lot of the pups and just plant them in there. These love to be kept moist. However, they are forgiving if you forget to dry them, water them for a couple days. They also have this beautiful purple undertone with this beautiful green. I find that if you don't keep it in a bright area, they will the purple will fade. When the soil starts to dry out all the way through, I have noticed that the purple will fade. But I absolutely love these. I had two beautiful tall branches, and I cut them off. Look at that. And even though I cut them off, then from the side here they started growing new pups. Oh, and this is what I was talking about. As you can see, this was part of another leaf, and now in here, you see in here, it's growing another leaf. So there was a leaf here, but it just pushed it out and it's growing a whole new branch stem, however you want to call it right now. But what was I saying? Oh, if I have a clipping, video clipping still on my phone of how I placed it in my family's gardening basket, I will include it in the video. If not, then I guess I might have deleted it. But these are one of my favorite fast growing, sun loving plants. I know it doesn't look much now, and that's because I did cut it back, but believe me, they grow into these beautiful plants, and they become these beautiful centerpiece for your gardening spots. Guys, that's it for today's video. Those are the plants I have in my balcony. If you guys have any of them, comment down below and let me know which one you have. And if you guys have any of them, comment down below and let me know which one you have. And do you do different care requirements for them? Let me know down below. And also, I just want to show off the little decor I have out here. My mother got this maybe a year ago from East Meets West. They are super cute and adorable. I love them. They have bells, so when it's nice and breezy, they will just kind of like chime. But that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.